Hi there everyone, this video is to show you how to do the 6 monthly inspection if you choose to use the online option. You can see here I've sent an attachment out on an email and you can actually use the paper version, so if you prefer to print that out, do the inspection, scan it back into the computer and email it back to us, then you can do that. For those of you who are a little bit more game and want to try the online version, which will take you about half the time as the paper version, you can use this link down here. So you can see here we click on this link, and that's going to open up a portal, and there's no login needed for this portal whatsoever. On this portal, this is where, for those of you guys who have done the training already, you can report an incident. So you can click on the report an incident, no login needed, and just report an incident. Now, what we're going to actually look at today is the 6 monthly site inspection, which is with the magnifying glass down here. So we're just going to click on that. There's no login required, as I said. You just go through and fill out this form. It's nice and simple, one simple online form. That's exactly the same as the paper version. So we're going to do today's date. So let's imagine today is the 13th of April. So it's Friday. Click on there. Completed by Matt Kemp. And we're going to choose our site. So you can see here we've got a whole bunch of sites. Every site in the Salvation Army is listed, but you just got to find the right category for it. So if we're going to look for a family store, we see it's not really on that front page there. So as we scroll down here, we're going to find family store. We're going to click on the little tree button there, and then we're going to find out which is the best one suited to us, whether it's New South Wales or Queensland. We're going to click Queensland for today, and then we've got a couple more options here. You can see how I'm just arrowing down to get it to where I need it. So Brisbane wide, Central, North Queensland, South West Queensland. So we're going to go Brisbane wide for today, and we're going to go down and just have a look there, and we're going to pick a store just for it. So we're going to Noosa, and we're going to put a brief description in. Now if it's a TSA site, nice and simple, the Salvation Army, or if it's a rented site, we're just going to put that in there. That just helps us understand when we're doing the review of these. So nice and simple, exactly the same as the paper version. Has the fire contractor checked the site in the last 6 months? So what you're going to do there, you're going to go to your fire extinguisher and make sure there's a little hole in the service tag for the last 6 months. If that is the case, then you can hit yes. If it's not the case, you hit no and then put some notes in here. So you can type in something like, I will contact the fire contractor today and organise it. There's really not applicable for that one. It's either a yes or a no answer. The next one we're going to get you to do is walk the site and ensure all the fire equipment is in place and has 1 metre clearance. Now this is the reason we do this inspection is we've taken all the other stuff out that the consultants are going to do, but this is something we need to do on a 6 monthly basis just to make sure everything's where it is. So walk the site, have a bit of a think about the site and make sure the fire equipment is where it's meant to be, that all the emergency doors are not blocked and easily open. So I actually go around and at this stage I would check every emergency door when I'm walking around. The next one is complete the 6 monthly first aid checklist. So this means actually printing out the 6 month checklist. Now that will actually be on your email. When you go back to your email, you'll find the attachment for that there. And either you or get one of the volunteers or someone that you trust to go through the first aid box and make sure that everything that is on the list is actually in the first aid kit and in date. So once you've done that process, you hit yes. Past steps, ramps, railings are safe, clear of slip, trip and fall hazards. So this, once again, when you're going for a walk around your site, making sure that that answer is still correct. So what this next one is, brief the team leaders / site users on evacuation processes. So this is a good time to have a conversation with all your leaders. So it might be somebody who is either locking up the store for you on a Saturday, or it might be the youth leader or a children's program leader, or whatever activities you have at your site. So you can actually, this is just a good reminder to brief them on the evacuation procedures. So it might be as simple as, if there's a fire or an emergency, we're going to go out here and here's my number and where you find the number. So once you've done that, you can click yes on that. Ensure staff and volunteers have done site induction. So this is a good chance to double check that anyone new since the last inspection has done their site induction. H here, test all duress buttons and check CCTV if applicable. So you can go through there and you can actually make sure that you've actually tested the duress button. The reason for that is to make sure that the button's working and the batteries are fresh and all that type of stuff. So the next section here, just please check that if you've got any new plant and equipment, you've added to the register. Now, have a chat to your consultant about your registers, but they can all be done online now. All electrical lighting fittings are safe and tested, and that testing is in order. So that means that if you're in New South Wales, everything's going to be tagged and tested. In Queensland, because you have RCD, you don't need everything tagged and tested, but you still need to inspect the equipment. So what I do here is I actually go around and have a look at all my equipment, make sure it's in good order. Quite often we find that the cords running through buildings and stuff start to wear and tear, so this is the time to do that. Personal protective equipment is available, so just make sure that answer you've got around and made sure that where you've got PPE or where you need it, that it's there. Sharps container is available if necessary. So if you've got a family store or you're in some type of recovery services, then you go actually and check that. If it's not applicable there, you can hit not applicable. This is where the not applicable comes in. All vehicles are serviced, parked safely, and reverse alarms are working if fitted. Once again, yes, no, or not applicable. Any site-specific risks are under control. I.e., is it the time of year for you guys now? We're coming into winter, so it's probably not as big, but is the debris cleared for the bushfire? So yes, no, not applicable. Last three questions, nice and simple. Do you have access to your work health and safety consultant? And have you had access to the work health and safety management system online? Now that's through the intranet. If you hit no there, just put in there, can my consultant please show me that? Or if yes is the answer, nice and simple. So when we come around as consultants, we're making sure that all the posters are in place, but this is just a reminder just to check that they're still up, because a lot of time people just move things around notice boards. So if you can just check that those three posters are up, which is the return to work poster, the work health and safety policy, and if you get injured at work. So you can go around and check those out as well. Hazard incident reports available. So now we use the online one as well, but do you still have the old paper versions available when needed? Now that's pretty much the inspection. If there's any dramas or stuff there that you really want to highlight that are bad, you can actually upload a photo here, and then if you want to upload any other documents and that, then when you hit save here, we just hit save, and this is going to take us through to the final screen, and you can print that off for your records. Don't worry, it's all stored online. For Noosa, now I'm going to go through to delete Noosa's one, so sorry Noosa, you don't get away with that one, and then we'll go back through here and just hit finished. So you can see here it's taken us back to the online screen. So that's all you need to know. That's done, completed, sent off. Your work health and safety consultant's got that, and it's also entered into the system. So thank you for watching the video. If you've got any questions, give your work health and safety consultant a call, and we'll talk to you soon.